Hey, what's up guys? It's Damien back with another Binding of Isaac Afterbirth plus Road to Platinum God remix video. We got number 4 coming on the old file, and speaking of the old file, this is the old file from the previous series, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Nice long loading screen, good way to start off the 4th episode. And like I was saying before in the last one, I'm going to go ahead and get our first greed mode run going. The streak is up to 3. We need to get it to 5 with 5 different characters. So far we have done Isaac, Cain, that's Judas, Cain, and Azazel. So now we're going to do Samson on greed mode. Playing greed mode is risky, but has a good chance to work out for us, and Samson comes with a nice little gimmick that every time he gets damaged on a floor up to 6 times, he gets a damage up for the rest of the floor. So he's a good character to use for greed mode when you're going for something like the streak that we're going for, because we can just go into these curse rooms, take a couple hits, get all the stuff inside for free. And then otherwise he starts out at 11 tier rate instead of 10, so it's a little bit worse, but he starts out at slightly better speed, very good shot speed as well, which I like personally. And so we started out with the meat, which gives us a small damage up as well as an extra red heart. I don't like anything in the shop, so I'm going to blow up the machine, see if we can get something better. Might go for the halo, might go for the spun piece. Otherwise though, for now we're just gonna play it normally. So greed mode, the gimmick is you have waves that spawn in every few seconds, and you have to kill all the enemies. I mean, if you don't kill them on time, then the next wave's just going to come in. And yeah, if you're not quick enough about it, then things can get out of hand pretty quickly. So then yeah, you get a free gray item room that is not locked off. It's considered like your boss room item. And you get a regular item room that is keyed off. So yeah, money is important. You spend it on items that you get in the shop. And you gotta save some at the end of the run to put into your greed donation machine after you beat the big boss. That will let you unlock some nice stuff. So we've gotten pretty easy waves so far, considering the game is still at that point where it hasn't gotten harder yet. It's to be expected. Now that we have enough money to get a key, we will go ahead and do so. And we'll see what's in this here item room. So we got scatter bombs, which we seem to be getting in every video. Probably not a great thing to get for greed mode, just because again, you're gonna have to be quick to get whatever you might want to get in the shop when you're hitting the reroll machine, because the scatter bombs have a good shot of rerolling the machine a second time. But at the end of the day, 5 free bombs is 5 free bombs, and like, I'm not going to be spending any money on bombs. It's going to be fairly rare that I'm even going to have bombs in this mode, so I'll take those bombs when I can get them. And so now we have a haunt fight. I feel like this is the first time I've seen the haunt on this file. Pretty straightforward. He starts out with the 3 ghosts. They come at you 1 and then 2. And so then yeah, he either shoots that brimstone beam or he shoots a quintuple shot, I guess it would be. It's just 5 shots that spread over time. Right there, that one got blocked off by the rock. And that one as well. Just kind of have to be patient, pay attention. When he opens his mouth and nothing happens, then know that the beam is coming, and get out of the way of it. Okay. And so in greed mode, you are guaranteed your deal, your devil deal or angel room, red heart damage and all that doesn't matter. You just have to fight an extra boss wave in order to get it. And this is not good. Mega Fatty is not easy, but it's not like we're ridiculously weak, so just have to be good and not take too much damage. should not really have too much issue beating him. It's just going to be a grind. And if we do get hit, just don't want to get landed on, because then it's going to take a full heart at a time. We will, if we do get hit, get damage ups every time. But yeah, so do want to avoid losing health if at all possible. Really more for the next floor than necessarily for this fight here. So just slowly bleeding them down. This really makes for riveting content, and there we go. So actually I got jumped on, but only took half a heart. I figured that that would count as explosive damage and do a full heart. Or maybe I just barely dodged getting jumped on and actually got hurt by his creep, I'm not sure. Anyways, we got our devil deal. Every run's just gonna start off with sin robes in the first devil deal, but I'm not complaining. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the halo and keep it moving to the next floor. So we have some nice damage. We're gonna lose 1.5 of that damage because we got that from the hits that we took. And so I guess the only kind of struggle from getting this in robes is that we're going to be using those black hearts for curse rooms a lot of the time, which sucks because then they're kind of going to go to waste. But just for the sake of being Samson and everything, like, these curse rooms are pretty vital for greed mode. It's just, you know, some extra damage for your floor. Makes things just a little bit easier. For example, I'll have enough damage by the time I get out of this door to one-shot spiders moving forward for the rest of the floor, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna start bombing the reroll machine until I have enough money to buy something in case I would want it. The dead bird is pretty good for greed mode since everything takes place in the same room. Whenever you get hit, the bird, whenever you get hit once in a room, the bird will go out and kind of just start fighting enemies along with you until you leave the room. So yeah, these first few waves have definitely been easy so far. Okay, so they're about 3-shot. If I could hit one of them. Okay. Now these bomb spiders, which I actually, again, don't think that I've even seen once in any of the runs on this file so far. Which is interesting because they are, I wouldn't say fairly common, but at least common to get like 1 or 2 rooms of. I got hit there. And so now I have my bird. He's not being very aggressive. And so finish the regular waves onto the boss waves, but since we have the bird active, I'm not going to want to leave the room and lose his effect, so I'm just going to run through and take care of this boss wave and everything. Or all the boss waves. I'm going to do all 3, get my devil deal and everything before I go do anything else with my shop. Okay, so these guys should get annihilated pretty good by the bird. And now we have 2 husks, which certainly not bad. Worst case, if we do get hit, that black heart is going to annihilate them. I did so good to just barely dodge them, and then I got stuck on a poop and hit by a fly of all things. Alright, so nothing too useful in here, but more health is always good, and that doesn't help me out. So now we can finish off all the money. And try and be quick about picking up anything good that might show up. Nothing there. Nah. And I really tried to be quick. I would have preferred whatever was here. I already don't remember what it was, but I would have preferred that over BFF, but it is what it is. It was kind of far anyways. And I saw the tinted rock right after I hit the hatch. But I do have some nice damage starting at 7.1 for the floor, thanks to that growth hormones that I got, and I'm also very fast now, and I have a shit ton of health. So let's see what's going on in here. Got some more money, so we have the reroll machine. Some things in here that I do kind of want, but I'm going for better right now. Chaos, yes. Okay, so what Chaos does, it puts all the items together into one item pool. So basically we'll be getting like guppy items in our shop. It makes the devil deals not nearly as useful because the devil deal pool normally has a lot of really good items. In this case, not so much anymore. They're just going to be getting regular items for the most part, but it means we'll be again getting like guppy pieces and stuff like in our item rooms and in our shops, things of that nature. So Chaos goes extremely well with greed mode. So yeah, we're gonna rock with it. And of course I'm going to have to start saving money at some point in the run. Money that I can get into my donation machine after the greed fight, so that I can start making progress on good unlocks. And so having Chaos is going to help with that. Just a higher chance of seeing good items, so hopefully that means spending less money in the future and being able to save some up for that machine. Kill it? Okay. I hate when they turn into mush and then they just kind of slide like that. It's really weird. Okay, so overall these waves went extremely well. I just have a feeling that I'm going to get some tough boss waves. No real reason behind it, but... And there we go. Those guys hit me a lot. Okay, so yep, that is a pretty damn tough start. Peep on his own is not super easy, and then with 4 skulls along with the eyes that are going to keep coming out. I'd love if my dead bird could get in there. Oop. And just kind of the higher up he gets, the worse it's going to get for me. But luckily that last hit was my 4th hit, and hits 4 through 6 on the floor give you much more damage than hits 1 through 3 do. So towards the end of the fight I was just kind of dominating him. Okay, so that's that taken care of. And let's see what our devil deal wave is going to be. It's just a bighorn. That's not bad at all. Where's he coming from? There he is. Yeah, bighorns, well, that was bad. Bighorn's one of those bosses that's just kind of more time consuming than hard, per se. Alright, so let's see what's in here. Once again, we get the red chest with the 2 black hearts, and something bad in the red chest. So we have ourselves 1 more bomb. Let's see what we can get here. Okay, so we have the guppy's paw. And do I want sad bombs? Yeah, I'll use it one more time. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I want the sad bombs because I can't afford them. Also going to take a chance here on this. Jesus Juice, not the worst. Gives me some damage. So now we're going to lose a good amount of damage. Yeah, we lost just about half. That's fine. I do not want Pokego. Every now and again you spawn a random charmed version of an enemy that goes around and fights with you until they die. I personally find it pretty annoying, so I don't really ever take it. So we have 15 cents now. I'm going to take this Roid Rage. Didn't really need that much more speed, but it's a second piece of Spun, and that's going to be our second Guppy piece once we can help it. And yeah, so we're probably going to be getting hit a couple times early on. Once we get that damage up, we'll be looking much better for this floor, because usually the womb floor is the point where the greed mode run really gets hard, and it's just kind of like, okay, if you aren't strong enough, this is the point where the game starts whooping your ass. Pretty easy wave so far, though. Yeah, I was a little worried about kind of the risk of doing whoops. Well, there we go. Now we have some good damage. I was a little worried about taking the chance on doing greed mode during the streak, but overall it's really not that risky, I guess. When you're playing a Samson, he's just pretty well tailored for greed mode, and I'm just making some bad plays now, but again, it helps to get the extra damage, so I don't really mind that much. And now we are at max damage for the floor. And yeah, I mean, you can see there, just kind of shredded those guys. Okay, so that one should be pretty close to dead by now. Unless I got it mixed up at some point. Yeah, I had to have, because I felt like I was focusing in on one the whole time, and yet I got them down to like a third of their combined health before one of them even died. Okay, and our double deal wave is going to be some Skull X's. Yay! So Skull X's fun gimmick is you can only hurt him by hitting his ass. And yeah, he doesn't like to expose it very often, especially fighting two of them. They can kind of block each other like you saw there, so it's going to be fun. And then once they get off sync with each other, it can be quite dangerous. Whoop. And that time I just kind of ran right into him. But as long as I have this Guppy's Paw, I'll be able to make more health since I have so much red health in the first place. That was a really risky move, but it did work out. And very good, one of them is dead now. So all we have to worry about is just killing this fucker and not getting too antsy. Yeah, so generally, and it's much easier when you're just fighting one of these with nothing else, but the best way to like guarantee that you're hitting him more or less is to get directly behind him. If you go at him from the side, like sometimes the game will just be bad about angles, and I seem to be pretty bad about angles too. But yeah, so there's a nice little demon beggar in here. These guys are what you really want to see in your, because they can spawn in your shops in greed mode when you're playing as Samson. Okay, you want to get those guys so you can get your hits in. So thanks to Chaos, he paid out with the Holy Mantle, one of the best items in the game. I get one free hit per room. Not that great in greed mode, because again, everything takes place in the one room. But we get our second Guppy piece right there, range up from the pill, and we are now Guppy. And unfortunately, I'm not quite going to be able to afford that Crown of Light. I'm going to be just short Okay, secret room was not there. I already tried here. I really want that crown of light. Crown of light is one of the best items in the game. It gives you double damage. Okay, so it's confirmed now. It gives you double damage while you until you take a hit in the room. So with the Holy Mantle, it's going to be extremely good for me. But we'll live without it. I don't really need the Guppy's head since I am Guppy already. I guess that fire or that one can pay out with a nickel or a dime at this point is what I would need. And so yeah, we didn't get it. Hopefully it'll come back in the next shop. So this is going to be the last floor that has item rooms. I guess I'll take the camo undies. They just make me invisible to enemies until I shoot in a room. So thanks to my Holy Mantle right there, I went through the door without taking a single hit. Well, flight to get in for free, and then yeah, the Holy Mantle to get out without taking damage. Okay, so we got the moldy bread for a health up. Let's see what we get from that. I will take the dice shard. I don't really want any of that too badly. The dice shard does is it basically just lets you reroll an item. So I guess I should have left the camo undies behind, but that's fine. Okay, so we got these brimstone ghosts. Those are always fun. Okay, so yeah, as a Guppy, basically every time I shoot at an enemy I spawn a fly, and those flies all do double my damage. These guys are known as knights, but also more colloquially known as fly eaters. And that was bad on my part, but at the same time it's really not that bad to get hit and get some extra damage. So these are those brimstone fly guys. Very good to get in greed mode because they will just clear out all the enemies for you. And so this is the last wave before our bosses. He came out of nowhere. Okay. And just Sister's Vis, not very difficult. Used to be crazy bullet sponge in the original release of Afterbirth Plus before they put out any patches. Okay, now we have Conquest, also a pretty damn easy fight. Okay, so we got a gate and a cage. Kill the gate as fast as possible, since he is not a bullet sponge like the cage is. Alright, and that's the cage taken care of. And so in our devil deal we get missing page 2, which I don't want. And the 1-up for an extra life, which I feel like I don't really need that badly. Free Rotten Baby, which is good, I guess. It's just an extra fly, but it's whatever. I'll use my dice shard in here for the reroll, and I guess I'll take Big Fan. So the Big Fan's just a buddy that goes around you slowly and blocks shots for you. He's better for me now because I have BFF, so he's bigger. The dead cat stayed there, still don't want it though. I think at this point I can probably start saving money. I can at least try. So I was considering putting money into my reroll machine to try and get it to trigger, but I think I'm going to save money instead. So this is the shop floor. It's the last floor before the boss fight, and there is no item room here, just a shop. Okay, so we have Steven there for a damage up. Do I want to take Steven? Asia. Eh. No, I don't think I need the Steven damage up, because unless I get something really good in my Devil Deal, and my big fan is glitching out, unless I get something really good in my Devil Deal, I'm just gonna kind of keep my red health, and then if I need to, turn those containers into 3 soul hearts during the greed fight. So I'll have plenty of health, and like I'll definitely be strong enough to have little issue with the fight. So and there goes my holy mantle. Jesus, they really want to give me these 2 envies, don't they? Yeah, the only thing that's kind of rough about this build right now, it does have pretty low starting damage for the fact that I'm about to go into the fight. Obviously, once I take a couple hits, the damage gets much better, but the kind of rough thing is that I don't have much tier 8. Although my tier 8 is at a 9, it's probably like barely at the point of 9. It's, you know, where it's like just about 10, you know, like just barely tipping the scales to where I would round down to 9 on the display. Because I started at the base 11 tier 8, and then I got the tiers up from the Halo, which is a small tiers up. So like if your tier 8 was at 8, the Halo tiers up would put it to 7, for example. Like, it's really not that big of one. And I guess I'll trade a red heart for a red heart and a full heal. I don't know, it sounds worth it to me a little bit. Anyways, just kept missing that damn penny. Oh yeah, no, the full heal was worth it. And that's more health that I can Guppy's Paw away. I have 1 bomb. Instead of putting it towards re-rolling, I'm just gonna blow up these 4 statues, or I guess those 2 statues. I thought those little bombs would at least blow up this guy, just in the hope of getting a little extra money to put into the machine. 58's not too bad, and if I play well enough that I don't get hit by something that makes me drop money when I get hit, then I'll be making money. So, and there we go. It's another 5 cents. Alright, so yeah, this is Ultra Greed. He has what is called damage scaling, which means that he will kind of neutralize your damage over time down to a lesser amount. So for the most part, if you're overpowered, he can kind of combat that. Most of the things that hit you in this room make you drop money when you get hit. So yeah, it's very important to just not get hit by things if you're trying to donate into your machine. I just ran right into that, and then ran right into him after. So I'm down a bit of money. What I want is for him to drop down his bomb coins so he can blow up some of these greed statues. A good amount of them are gonna pay out with some money, so that'll help me. But yeah, so if it gets to the point where I'm hitting him for a while and not doing any damage, I could technically stop attacking him for a little bit and let the damage neutralization go away, but at the same time I can't because I have the dead bird, so it's basically going to constantly fixate on him. And so yeah, you saw with that move there. Okay, got the bombs. Also, when he picks up any regular coins, he also heals himself with those. That's the worst though, when those fucking coins just drop down right on your head, but the extra damage does help, mainly in the form of my flies. You're going to want to kill as many of these little healing coins that he has as possible. Fight's pretty much done. Really not that difficult. And so yeah, we have our streak up to 4, and that is greed mode accomplished with Samson unlocking Lusty Blood. One of the best items in the game. When you have Lusty Blood, every time you kill an enemy in a room, you get a damage up to, I believe, 10 enemies, and I believe it equates to about a 5 damage up in regular settings. So we have the Lucky Pennies unlocked, so now pennies have a chance to be Lucky Pennies, which will give us a luck up when picked up, which is very good. Unlocked special shopkeepers in the wooden nickel, which is a shop item, active item. When you use it, has a 50% chance of spawning a coin of some sort. And we got all of our 65 cents into the greed machine. Didn't jam. Our chance went up to 1%. I believe that happens around 60. But yes, that's going to be this video. I'm not going to do a challenge this time around. Next time we'll start out with a challenge and then hopefully get our 5th run going to get that streak to 5 and unlock the super tinted rocks. So thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.